Welcome to Coaching for Creatives with Kirsten. My name is Kirsti Call. I'm a therapist-trained life coach and a children's book author. Together, we'll get the drama out of our lives and onto the page. Let's get started. You are listening to episode 36, Emotional Resilience. I'm constantly astonished by the emotional resilience of creatives. We get numberless rejections. Much of our art doesn't sell. And we do a lot of our work, not for money, but because we revel in the journey. So what exactly is emotional resilience? It's the ability to bounce back emotionally from stressful situations. It means you are capable of slugging through struggles and making it to the other side emotionally intact. I've been thinking a lot about emotional resilience lately. What makes us resilient? How do we make it happen for us? Here are 5 ways to increase our emotional resilience. Number 1, thought work. Thought work. I don't think I can emphasize this enough. If you haven't listened to my episode on changing your narrative, or you've forgotten my episode on changing your narrative, stop listening right now and press pause and listen to episode 2. That's 10 minutes that will be definitely worth your while. Okay, now that you've had the refresher, let's talk about metacognition, or thinking about your thinking. There are some common traps we get ourselves into. The first one is black and white thinking. This is when we forget there are nuances and gray areas. For us, when we're thinking in this way, everything is wonderful or everything is horrible. Another common thinking trap is catastrophic thinking, where you assume the worst and you assume you'll never be able to handle it. And a third common thought trap is predicting the future in a negative way. You may think things like, I'm never going to finish my degree, those sorts of things. You get the picture. So what can we do to stop these thought traps? The first thing would be notice your spiraling thoughts. And then remind yourself that your thoughts are just a story you're telling yourself. And after you notice these spiraling thoughts and remind yourselves that these thoughts are just a story you're telling yourself, this is the time that you intentionally stop thinking them by replacing them with thoughts you choose. Our brains think negative thoughts 80% of the time. It's completely normal to get trapped in cycles of negative thoughts. But just noticing, stopping, and replacing them so you can build a healthier neural pathway changes everything. Perhaps you choose to think, nothing has gone wrong here. Maybe you think, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be on my journey. Or, I'm struggling, and that's okay. I'm supposed to struggle, etc. The possibilities are endless. So, of course, thought work is imperative for emotional resilience. Number 2, breathing. Breathing helps us be emotionally resilient no matter our circumstance, and it's something you have to do and can do anywhere at any time without people really noticing if you're subtle about it. There are all types of breathing exercises, but I especially love 7-11 breaths. This is an exercise where you breathe in for 7 counts and breathe out for 11. So let's do that together right now. I'm going to count to 7, and I want you to breathe in for 7 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How did you feel when you breathed in? Did you notice that when you breathe in, it's more energizing? How did you feel when you breathed out? Usually people feel a lot calmer when they breathe out longer than they're breathing in. That's why the 7-11 breaths are so effective. Okay, number 3, practice gratitude. Gratitude is scientifically proven to help us with our emotional health and resilience. When we practice noticing what's working well, we focus more on the good than the bad. You could tell someone you love 3 things you're grateful for every day, or you could write down what you're grateful for in a daily gratitude journal. I like thinking of 5 specific things I'm grateful for from my day. For example, today I could say, Number 1, I'm grateful I had a book launch at an incredible bookstore where children interacted with me and my newest book today. Number 2, I'm grateful my family came to support me, including my daughter Sid, who sang the book song live as she played the guitar for our little audience. Number 3, I'm grateful for my book blankets and cozy slippers. Number 4, I'm grateful I discovered a new musical group called Gentry today. Number 5, I'm grateful for wind in the trees and the feel of fall in the air. So just thinking of and writing those 5 things down makes me feel more emotionally resilient and more grateful, of course. Okay, number 4, connect with people. Emotional resilience increases as we build relationships with family members, friends, and colleagues. As writers, critique groups, book clubs, libraries, and conferences are good ways to connect with other creatives. When we get rejections or have tough publishing news, it helps to have people who understand or at least want to listen. This goes for everything in life, not just our creativity. I know for many of us, creating is life, which leads me to my last point. Number 5, get creative. The entire episode 34 a couple weeks ago was about taking care of yourself and your creativity, but this bears repeating. Creativity is not optional. As human beings, we need to make things, be they lists, spreadsheets, cookies, bread, protein shakes, books, art, music, or a clean house. Again, creativity is not optional. As human beings, we need to create. When we take care of our creative lives, we're taking care of ourselves. And when we take care of ourselves, we are taking care of our creative lives. And this leads to emotional resilience. So, take note of how you respond to tough things. Pay attention to your emotional resilience, and you'll realize you're actually quite resilient. As a creative, you have practice, and lots of it. You got this. You can do emotional resilience. Until next time, keep smiling. If you like what you've heard, check out my Get Yourself Unstuck program. Go to KirstenCall.com. That's KirstineCall.com and schedule a free consultation today. Coaching for Creatives is produced by Kirsti Call. Music and audio engineering by James Call.